It's not often that something wholly different and original comes along. If the endless sequels and remakes are wearing on you, then let me assure you, Jacqueline Novak's special, Get on Your Knees, is a welcome refresher. It's a significant piece of art, neither sequel nor remake nor derivation. It's on Netflix, link below. I think everybody interested in comedy writing and performance should watch it at least once. I'm not saying that everyone has to like it, that would be absurd, but I think the quality of the work demands that you give it a watch. I'm Jim Hodgson, this is Comedy Zola. Thanks for watching. If you dig what I'm doing here, I'd love to have your support on Patreon. You'll get lots of resources to make your own work, special recognition in the Discord, and my eternal thanks. Now, let's hit knees. First up, because I am an inveterate theater kid, let's talk about set design. There's almost none. There are no monitors on the downstage lip. There are no legs on the wings to contain the onstage space. There are wedges staged left and right to help Novak hear herself. She does not use in-ear monitors, nor do most comedians, but other than that, there is nothing on stage other than a wall upstage with window frame moldings. It looks like it could easily be the back wall of the theater. To me, that says that Novak intends to fill the whole space with her show, and she does. Not only is this special not pieced together chunk by disassociated chunk, it centers on a single topic for just north of 90 minutes. If you're new to writing comedy and trying to manage this feat for a 5-minute open mic, my strong recommendation would be don't do this. Don't write a monolith. Write discrete jokes. Say the jokes. And yet, here's Novak writing the colossus of monoliths. It's delivered at an absolutely blistering pace, sometimes even at the expense of her own laughs.
I'm someone that, for example, prefers to call doggy style the hound's way. I think the position deserves a term with some gravitas. I think it's one of our more noble positions.
Now, I like to think of myself as a pretty smart person, but I can't keep up with the rhetorical parkour on display here. But it's not just me left in the dust. The spotlight crew can't keep up with Novak on stage, nor can the cameras focus.
Well, I appreciate those comparisons. You know, they're trying to say that the vulva is beautiful, and I agree.
She even addresses that dynamic at the top, framing it as accepting that when she's on stage, people will look at her and her body and evaluate her sexually in the process, but she also has the right to wear simple clothes and keep moving at all times.
You know, I take the stage, you show up, you get to look, and fair enough, but it is a nightmare. It is a nightmare for an intellectual like myself.
This is a wholly new approach, in my view, to the traditional I know I look like type joke. Or to say it another way, it's an entirely new route to the summit of a well-known peak. Now, what more can we ask of an artist than to understand the art and reinvent it in their own way? That's what Novak has done here.
I prefer to keep things moving, keep them blurry, thank you very much. Try to take a mental snapshot of it, nothing but a gray blur.
I also love her material on being a heterosexual woman and dealing with the male ego. There's a truth to all of it that makes the work compelling, and her work on crafting the jokes peppered throughout is undeniable.
Describe women unfairly, you're probably describing the penis perfectly, you know, like, oh, they're so sensitive, they're always reacting to things.
There are a few crowd shots, but not many. Novak's simply got too much to communicate to let us spend time looking at the crowd. Fair enough. At times, this thing has the quality of a high school audition monologue, but that too is a ruse in a way because the material delivers. This thing is dense. It's got great moments that anyone can comprehend, but you also get the feeling as those moments are rolling over you that there are even more great moments to discover on a rewatch. Novak shares her art in a way that is vulnerable at times, yet also self-aware. And yes, she is hyper-aware of her self-awareness. What can we mortals learn from this? Well, as I said, I wouldn't encourage anyone to perform this way. You know, I was doing 5-minute pieces that all hung together on a single topic like this when my wife and I first started dating, and I'm amazed that she married me anyway. If you write a monolith like this, and it goes wrong somewhere along the way, you have just doomed yourself to chewing through your remaining time on a premise that isn't resonating. I don't even recommend that most of us write tags for jokes until we know the joke works. What do you get if you say tags on a joke that stinks? More stink. Do you know the cold fear of realizing the crowd does not like you and you have many, many minutes left to perform? I do. I'd like to save you from that feeling if I can. At the same time, your work is whatever you say it is. So if Novak's ultra marathon inspires you, well, I can certainly understand that. It is a feat that stands alone. Birbiglia's Thank God for Jokes is 70 minutes. His girlfriend's boyfriend was 76 minutes. Old Man in the Pool, 77. Novak is at more like 93. Like the 4-minute mile or summiting Everest. At that distance, Novak has proven incontrovertibly that it can be done. So why not? Don't. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe, and maybe jump on the Patreon if you want to help me make more. And if you want to talk about comedy writing with people who are trying to do it in a constructive way, we also have a Discord channel.